First, download iTerm2. iTerm is a terminal emulator for Mac. You can use the standard terminal on your Mac, but I really like iTerm2 because it gives you just more customization. You can split the panes of your terminal, which I really like to do for my work. And then it'll also help us later. You might just have more color options and such when we get to this. It's optional, but highly recommended. So we'll go here, Google iTerm2, it'll come up. And then you can just click download. My operating system is a little older, so I need to look at these older versions. For 10.11 is what I have, so I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here and get this version. Okay, and then unzip that. Great, so now I can open the application, move it to the applications folder. So now we're in iTerm2. You can do just a quick little overview and walk through. There's a lot that you can do and a lot that you can customize. I like to split the panes of my terminal, so to split vertically, you're going to do Command-Shift-D, and then you'll see we have one pane up here, one pane down here, and then to split horizontally, it's just Command-D. And so you can do this many times, and you'll see that there's always a current pane in focus, and the other panes are out of focus. So here, you know, I can type my commands and whatever. And the other panes remain the same. Switching between the different panes, I do Command bracket, so either the left or right bracket, depending on which way you want to go. I can also make a new tab using Command T, and that's pretty standard, and then a new window would be Command W. Going back here, if I want to go into full screen mode, I do Command Enter, and now you can see that I am in full screen. To focus on just one of these panes, you can do Command Shift Enter, and now I am in this pane, and then to get out of just this pane and go back to my split screen, you'll do Command Shift Enter again, and same if you want to get out of full screen mode here, it's Command Enter. You can also click in the different windows, but it's kind of nice not to have to use your mouse. So I said there are lots of customizations you can make. Something I really don't like is this title bar in each of the panes. I think it's kind of unnecessary. Also, when you get alerts, so I'm just going to press Tab here, and I get the little bell because it's asking me if I want to display a lot of possibilities. So it makes the noise and it shows the bell. That's something I'm going to get rid of. You can go to iTerm2 and then down to Preferences, or you can just press Command, comma, and you'll get the Preferences pane here, and so you can just read through all of the different options that you have. But for the things that I mentioned, let's go to Appearance, and I'm going to unclick Show Per Pane Title Bar, and that will go away. You can mess with where the tab bar location shows up. You can mess with the theme, so I kind of like the dark themes. You can go into Profiles and Terminal, and then down here is what happens when you get the notifications. So I don't want to silence the bell, I just want to not show it in tabs. So that will go away the next time that I get a notification. It won't show that icon. Yeah, so now there's no bell. I'm pressing tab, I'm getting the notification, I can hear it, but I don't have that bell up in the top. Just look through all the different things that you can do. You can change the color, so if I want to change the background color, you know, to something like this, like it's kind of nice. I'll just stick with black, keep it simple for now. Let's close these extra two panes. We really only need one. So do Command W. We have just one pane here. You notice at the top that it says bash, and so bash is a Unix shell. It's basically an interpreter for the commands that you type. So it provides you with a user interface that's easy to use. Bash is good. It doesn't allow for a lot of configuration, and sometimes it's not as user-friendly as some other shells. So we're going to use C shell, which is also a Unix shell, but has a lot more flexibility. So we're going to go here. You can just Google Z shell or ZSH. And we're going to use OhmyZSH. OhmyZSH is an open source framework for the Z shell, the most popular, most widely used, and comes with a lot of plugins and customizations. So just click on install OhmyZSH, and it'll take you down here, and you can just copy this curl command. Curl stands for client URL, and it's just a way to transfer data within network protocols. So I'm just going to copy that and go back to terminal and run that command. I'm going to make it my default shell. Great. So we end up with this arrow here and little tilde. It's our default theme. So I'm just going to go into a new directory. So I have a directory called webnew, where I keep some of the code for my new website. And so I'm going to cd into that folder. I just press tab, and so it auto-completed just like Bash would, but what's really nice is that I didn't have the capitalization quite right, but it still was able to find that directory. So I'm just going to press enter, go into that directory. I have where I am here. The Git plugin is automatically installed. I can always see very easily what branch I'm on without having to, do git branch. So there are lots of different themes. This is just the default. So you can go back to where you downloaded OhmyZSH and click on themes. It'll take you over to the GitHub page. And so there are a lot of different themes. I personally like this one here, so I'm just going to copy the name of that. And the instructions are up here at the top. We need to go into this folder. So I'm going to go back to my home directory. Okay. So I opened the ZSHRC file in just text edit, and I want to change the theme. So I went in here and I copied and pasted the name of the theme that I wanted, and we just need to put it in this line where it says ZSH theme. So going back here, I'm just going to search for theme. Okay, and here it is. It's set by default to Robbie Russell. And then I'm just going to paste my theme in there. So now let's open a new tab. And now you can see the theme has changed. I don't have that green arrow anymore. The colors are a little bit different. And if we cd into that same folder, you're going to see that it looks a little different. Instead of it saying Git there, it just has the name of the branch. You can also add some more plugins. So if you go back to the themes page, over here on the side there's plugins. And so you can just look through all of these different plugins that you might want. Since my website's a Heroku project, I'm going to add the Heroku plugin, and I also want a Vim plugin, and this just allows you to use Vim in the command line. Get Vim interaction. I'm just going to copy that. And again, since here at the top, you just have to put it in the plugin section. So I'm going to search for plugins. Here it is. You can see Git, and it shows you an example here. So they're using Rails, Ruby, want Heroku, and we want the Vim one, which I copied there. Okay, so save that. Now if I'm typing and I want to cat a file that I have in here, but maybe I spelled something wrong, it's my new file, I can press escape and then press back to jump around like you would in Vim, so then I can easily just add that here instead of having to actually arrow key through the whole word. And so there are lots of plugins that can help you with things like that. Normally when you press the up arrow, you can see the last command that you run, but you can also see only the last CD commands that you run. So that could also be helpful. You know, what was the last git command that I ran? I have not run any yet, so nothing's showing up, but that's a helpful tool. You can also look at the cheat sheet here for helpful commands and just to learn more about what you can do. There's really great documentation on all of this, so I would encourage you to take a look at that and do a lot of your own learning. Thanks.